What is up there, everybody? Citrus Aviation here for yet another video. Today, we're going to take a look at a model that I picked up at MTS Aviation Store in Dayton, Ohio. And this is a Herpa 1/2 scale B58, a Hustler. In my opinion, this is the hottest airplane ever made. I'm probably gonna have to censor part of that, but I think these airplanes are beautiful. These were fast bombers that were built in the late 50s and 1960s, and we're gonna take a look at this model made here by Herpa. There haven't been many B58s made, but Herpa has made this series. They made this and a prototype, which I might pick up the prototype as well. But this one specifically is for the 43rd Bombardment Wing at Coast Air Force Base in Texas. So let's take a look at this model. This is my first Herpa 1/2 scale. No, it's not my first Herpa 1/2 model, but it's my first of the military models, and they make a lot of these in 200 scale that look incredible. So let's take a look at this. Look at that. It's such a gorgeous plane. Supersonic, very metal finish. I'm interested to see how they do the metallic finish. Looks like I'm going to have to put it on the stand right away, because it doesn't come with the landing gear wheels. Yeah, it has a nice metallic finish. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the stand right now. So Herpa does these plastic stands. They're pretty simple. Just slot them in like so. And that's the stand right there. You can see it has a little tag here that says what the model is. But other than that, quite simple little plastic stand, but it does do the job of holding the model. So I'm gonna grab the model here by the tail initially. Oh, this appears to be all metal. Yeah, I'm trying to not hold it too much by the silver parts, because those are a metallic finish. Look at that. Wow. And it just slots in like that, I think. Yeah. There you go. So that's the B58 Hustler right there. Look at that thing. Isn't she gorgeous? Very silver bomber as these were. So yeah, let's also take a look at what else comes in the box. Get your selection of landing gear here. So you can have it in the gears retracted position or the gears down. I am going to choose to do it gears down because that is my preference. So I'm going to pull these out and put them in. Looks like they slot in. These are non-metallic or non-magnetic, unlike the Gemini Jets ones. Instead, they have little slots for them. 2 little slots here and here, as you can see. So yeah, it looks like these wheels also do not roll. Yeah, and one of mine is missing a tire. This is missing a tire right here. But yeah, other than that, they look good. I'm going to go ahead and put them on the model. We're going to start by taking a look at this gorgeous model here with the nose. You can see a black nose cone with an antenna extending out, and that is a sensor. I don't remember what this sensor is for, but if I remember, some sort of air pressure sensor. It's difficult to see, but there is a refueling. Well, whoops, there goes my nose gear. Hold up 1 second. Alright, we're back in business. These gears hold in with pegs, and they don't stay in too well. The magnetic gears from Gemini Jets are certainly better in that perspective. But yeah, if we take a look at it here tilted, you can see there is the refueling guidelines there, which come into right here to refuel. And of course, my gear's doing this again. It likes to do this a lot. It's just because there's only one peg that holds the main gear in, and it doesn't hold it super well. Alright, we're back. And we have the parcel registration of 430, that's a fleet number. Now this is actually a 3-seater aircraft. So if we take a look here, you can see the main cockpit windows right here, where the pilot sits. However, there are also 2 other seats. There is this one right here for a weapons officer, and then we have a 3rd seat here. I want to say this was for some type of another systems officer. I'm not sure exactly what their job was, but there was the pilot who actually flew the plane up front, weapons officer, and then a 3rd seater. You can see the 43rd Bombardment Group logo here. We got some writing here. I'm not sure what it says, but it is, I believe, just barely legible with magnification. At least it's kind of make a couple things out. You can see the yellow rescue sign here, little rescue arrow, so where you can actually hack at the aircraft if you would need to. So the aircraft crashes, there are designated locations to remove parts of the aircraft so the aircraft crash. Got the United States logo here, more rescue signs, so where you can break the fuselage in order to safely rescue the crew. These two seats here also had hatches that opened up like a fighter jet, which was really cool. You can see the external fuel tank here, and you can see it says B176. You can see it's a very large fuel tank, goes all the way to the back of the aircraft. So this aircraft had quite a bit of range as well. Not only was it fast, this was the first supersonic bomber in the world, and actually not only was it supersonic, it could go twice the speed of sound. So it was a huge leap forward in terms of how fast aircraft could go at the time. United States Air Force, you see the main Delta wing, and we got our two engines. These engines are the General Electric JT9, which was a part of a series of engines that were very, very successful. Not on just this aircraft, but on quite a few aircraft in the United States Air Force. Very, very powerful, very fast engines, supersonic capable. You see the Delta wing there, gorgeous with its silver finish. I think this actually is a resin model. I don't think this is actually metal, but the finish on it is really, really nice. Very nice finish. Definitely better than my Herpa United 787. Finish is very nice here. You can see the fleet number there, 92430, and you can see it's a really nice metallic finish here. Even though it's like a plastic finish, it's quite nice, and it's very sharply detailed. This is a super nice mold here. So I'm going to lift up the camera and I'll show you the top and underside details, because this is a military aircraft that has some extra features on it that a regular commercial airliner would not have. So yeah, as we take a look at the top side detail, you can see where that refueling is there. You can see the beautiful silver finish here, quite nice. You can see United States Air Force logo there. A lot of fine detail, and the Delta wing is super nicely detailed, as you can see. Look at that. Ton of detail, United States logo. You can see the flaps. They have to be a lot larger on an aircraft that's this size. You have to have a lot more surface area to be able to achieve the movements and inputs that you want. But it's very nice metallic finish. The engines are super nice. Great detail on the top side. On the underside, you can see the gear, the wing tank, Delta wing, and you can see we have our bomb load there, which this aircraft didn't have the biggest bomb load, but the big point of this bomber was to deliver that load as quickly as possible. So it could also carry a nuclear bomb. This aircraft was commissioned in October of 1960, and then this aircraft was scrapped in 1971. So it didn't have very long service, as the United States Air Force did change their doctrine for how they wanted to deliver these type of ordnance. But it was a really cool aircraft. It broke so many speed records, some of which this aircraft still holds today, just because of how fast it was, and incredibly capable. Just look at that, such a nice sign. So as I spin this aircraft around and sew it off, I can talk about this aircraft. The B58 was developed as a supersonic bomber with the purpose of being able to quickly and effectively deliver nuclear ordnance to the enemy should it be necessary. This aircraft was capable of flying at Mach 2 speeds, and was also used on a bunch of speed record testing, which ultimately would bring it to having several speed records that still holds today. However, the aircraft, even though it was commissioned at the end of the 50s and early 60s, the aircraft did not serve that long in the US military, as the doctrine for how to deliver nuclear ordnance with the advancement of nuclear weapons and ICBMs became a much more effective option than using a very expensive, very costly, very fuel-draining aircraft. Eventually, these aircraft were withdrawn in the early 1970s as a result, with the last ones going out of service in about 1972 or so. So, this is an awesome model and one of my favorite airplanes of all time. You can see it's just such a beautiful plane, a really neat addition to the collection. To finish off the video, some of you might wonder how big this plane is, and the answer is not that large. For a military aircraft at the time, it was considered to be quite a large aircraft. But you can see it parked here next to a Boeing 757-200, and the 757 is more than twice its length and twice its wingspan, actually almost 3 times its wingspan. So that gives you a picture of just how much bigger commercial airlines really are to most general aviation or military aircraft. But this was considered a large military aircraft, yet it's not even a regional jet in the commercial aviation sector. So that's to give you a little bit of a size comparison. It's a really neat model. It's quite expensive, $120 for this model, but it's such a neat model and such a neat plane. And again, thank you to my brother for buying it for me, because he owed me some money for some flights I bought for him on United. And so here we go, I got this plane in return. So Really neat model, very happy to add it to my collection. Of course, it's one of my favorite aircraft of all time, the B58, so I'm happy to have it in the collection. And I hope you all enjoyed seeing what I think the most beautiful airplane of all time is. You can definitely tell me your incorrect opinions down in the comment section below, and we can have a nice debate about it. But yeah, Herpa did a nice job on this model, and this is a great addition to my collection and to your collection if you're looking for a unique aircraft to add. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.